Hi everyone, today we're going to introduce a basic nanomaterial concept, self-assembly, to you. Self-assembly refers to the spontaneous formation of organised structures through a stochastic process that involves pre-existing components. It is reversible and can be controlled by proper design of the components, the environment and the driving force. As an enabling technique for nanotechnology, self-assembly replaces top-down fabrication with the possibility of bottom-up fabrication. It's the difference between building nanoscale structures molecule by molecule using the equivalent of nano chopsticks and letting molecules do what they do best, self-assemble themselves into useful structures. But to fully be able to utilise this new technique, we must understand what it is that nature does when she builds objects through the process of self-assembly. So there are four key components which allow self-assembly to occur: structured particles, which often dictate the final structure of the system, the environment in which the self-assembly occurs, the binding force which holds the particles together in their ordered structure, and the final component, the driving force, which brings the particles close to each other. Now, let's move into some real examples and see what they can teach us from an engineering perspective. First, we used 12 polystyrene foam balls and simply placed them into a tub of water and gave the water a bit of a stir.
One eternity later.
From this clip we can see that the balls tend to self-assemble with each other, forming a hexagonal close packing structure, even though there is no external force applied. The four key components in this case are the polystyrene balls, the water surface, capillary force and mechanical fluctuation respectively. The reason why these balls self-assemble is due to the existence of the so-called meniscus effect, which dictates the curvature of the water surface when in touch with the walls of other subjects because of surface tension. When the balls move close to each other during fluctuation, surface tension tends to push and hold them towards each other. Thus, balls will closely pack together. This is also a method of decreasing the total surface area of the system. By tuning the shape of our particles, we can also tune the final structure. In this next clip, we only substitute the balls with paper square scraps. Upon stirring, the squares also arrange themselves and form an ordered close-packed system. These two demonstrations are also called the Cheerio effect, as this can be seen commonly in breakfast cereals, where, if you take a handful of Cheerios, scatter them randomly on the surface of the milk, and give the bowl a gentle tap, it will form a cereal raft. Our next clip demonstrates that, by tuning the binding forces through the functionalization of the particle surfaces, in this case, magnets have been placed into one of the balls and screws on the rest. What we observe when the driving force sets in is that the balls will come together in a pre-programmed packing. From an engineering perspective, the functionalization of surface of certain molecules is also an important method to promote self-assembly. Not only particles and binding forces, but driving forces are also tunable. When we use amphiphilic molecules that are hydrophobic on one end and hydrophilic on the other, by placing another large particle in the environment, these molecules will spontaneously move towards the one particle and also arrange themselves to place the hydrophobic ends towards the particle and hydrophilic ends towards the outside. The driving force for self-assembly in this case is a combination of hydrophobic and hydrophilic interactions and capillary force. This mechanism is extensively used in soap water and can be potentially used in areas like drug delivery, as drug molecules can be placed within these amphiphilic molecules and released as soon as the macromolecule reaches the desired locations. However, self-assembly is still a technology that is not very well understood and not extensively used, as the mechanisms in nanoscale are still not fully known. Here are some more useful resources if you're interested in self-assembly and keen on learning more. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting nanomaterials videos.